Hey, what's up everyone? Johnny the Geek here, and today I'm going to be purchasing and upgrading my laptop to Windows 8. Now, right now I'm running Windows 7 on this laptop, and this video is really gonna have a couple of parts to it. Now, there's a few types of people that's gonna be doing the same thing. One, it's for those who have a legitimate copy of Windows 7 and that you've purchased a PC within the past couple of months. I think back since July of 2012. And so Microsoft is offering this Windows upgrade offer up until January 31st. So if you bought a computer from July 2012 to January 31st of 2013, you will qualify for this really good offer of upgrading to Windows 8 Professional for just $15 US, right? And so first things first, I'm going to show you the easy way, the quick and easy way. For those of you who do qualify, just like my laptop here, I bought it a couple of months ago. This is my budget-friendly laptop. And so this is the quick and easy way to upgrade. And then afterwards, I will explain and maybe even show you how to be able to get Windows 8 installed on your machine for just $15. So I'm on the web page here. It's windowsupgradeoffer.com, and they have different regions, continents here, different countries. I'm in North America and United States. So for those of you who might be watching in another country, please let me know if this video or this process worked out for you, if it's the same, if it's different. Obviously the price is going to be probably a little bit different. Might not work out to be $14.99 US, but well, just let me know in the comments down below. So I am choosing United States, and so there's three kind of criterias that you're gonna need to meet by qualifying Windows PC today or back a couple of months. Register for the offer, get a code, a coupon code, promo code, and then you're gonna apply the promo code and it'll bring the price down to just $14.99. So I'm gonna hit continue here, and I have to enter in some personal information. This is probably I'm just gonna cut this out, but afterwards I'm gonna scroll down to this part here to finish the purchase information. So I'm just going to go ahead and enter in my information. Alright, so I've entered in my personal information. Now it's going to ask, when did I purchase my laptop? And I'm going to say back in September, I think it was. I don't remember what day exactly, but you really don't have to be super precise. The retailer that I bought it from was Best Buy. Again, I may have forgotten, and maybe I got it at Fry's. I don't know. It doesn't really check that precise. And so what did I buy? I bought an Asus, and I bought the X401A. And there's more numbers to the model, and I don't exactly remember what it is off the top of my head. So you know, don't really have to be super precise. So then you have to do a security check word verification here. Alright, I've agreed or read and agreed the terms, yada yada. I don't want to receive Microsoft Windows newsletter. So I'm going to hit continue. Alright, so we have successfully registered for this offer, and we have to now check our email address that we registered with, because they're gonna send us some information as to what to do next. Alright, so I've logged into my email address here, and so I'm gonna go ahead. I got a couple of emails, and right down here, this was my initial setup. Thank you for registering for the Windows upgrade offer, yada yada. That's if I decided to not go through the whole thing and I wanted to go back to it. And so this email right here is the one that will have the promo code that I use, so that when I check out, it will knock the price down to $15. So I'm gonna go ahead and download this upgrade assistant. So you click on that link and you click on download. Then we're just gonna go ahead and run it. So it's gonna pop up this window here, and I need to copy my promo code. And so now what it's doing is that it's gonna scan my whole laptop here to make sure that everything is compatible. And then it gives you a list of things that are compatible and 4 items that might not be compatible. I'm gonna skip this process. I really don't want to look at, I don't really care what is compatible and what's not, but I'll click on next. Now it's going to ask you, alright, how do you want to go about upgrading this? Do you want to keep your Windows settings, your personal files, and apps? Do you want to just keep your personal files, so it gets rid of the operating system, Windows 7, gets rid of the programs you might have like Office and stuff like that, but it just keeps documents, pictures, music, stuff like that? Or do you want to just get rid of everything and not keep anything? Well, for a true kind of upgrade, I typically like to just say wipe the whole thing and start from scratch, because I typically will back up my own stuff myself. But for the purpose of this video, as just an upgrade, I'm gonna do just Windows settings, personal files, and apps. So I'll just go ahead and do that. So click on next. Alright, so then now we are at the section here, ready for some business. We're going to click on order, and you have the option right here. The 2 gig download is 40 bucks. If you want to have a Windows DVD shipped out to you, it's another $15. So when we check out, we click on checkout here, then you're going to paste the promo code that we copied from our email. Oh, we got to enter in some billing information, so I'm going to fill this out. We're going to jump to the next menu screen. Alright, so next, after we've entered in our billing address, we got to enter in our payment info, i.e. or credit card, debit card, something like that. And you get to choose here. You could also pay by PayPal if you want. I'm choosing credit card, so I'm going to enter in this information, and then we're going to skip to the next, or we're going to get to the next screen. Alright, so now we are at our final, confirming our order. Over on the left here, what you're looking at is going to be blurred out because it's my personal information. I really don't want people to know or see. So the promo code here, remember where we copied that promo code? We're going to go ahead and paste that right there. I'm going to click on apply. Then it's going to take off 25 bucks off of the $40. Even at $40 an upgrade price, that's still a pretty good price. So then we're going to go ahead and agree. Oops, I don't really want to read. So I'm going to go ahead and agree to the terms and condition. Then I'm going to speak now, forever hold my peace. Click on buy. And now it's going to be processing our order. And then you're going to get a confirmation email with the key in there. There's also going to be the product key right here, but again, blurred out because this is my key and I want to use it for my laptop. Alright, so I've successfully purchased my key, and I have my Windows 8 key, and it's blurred out down at the bottom here. What you can do if you need to download Windows, write down your product key and enter it here. So when you click on this button, it downloads a Windows 8 setup program, right? So let's take a look at that particular program in my downloads folder here, which is here, Windows 8 setup. So when you run this program, it's going to start up, and we have a few options of how we want to go about doing this. The easiest way is that we just let it do its thing. We just run the program and let it install. But there's a couple of other methods or other things that we can do here, and that is you can actually save Windows 8 as a ISO file, and it gives you that options. Right now it's currently downloading the Windows 8 program ISO file. And so what you'll have is that you'll be able to install it from here, from this program, and let it do its thing, or you can save it as an ISO file, and then you can create an ISO disk. So you can create a physical disk for yourself for safekeeping or for installing later, or you can create a USB thumb drive. And I have a couple of videos on how to burn an ISO to a disk, and another video on how to create a Windows bootable USB drive. In those videos I use Windows 7 as the example, but you can use that exact same method for creating a USB thumb drive for Windows 8. You just, instead of using the Windows 7 ISO like in the video, you use a Windows 8 ISO that we're gonna save after it's finished downloading here. So once this finishes, we're going to go ahead and start the upgrade process. Alright, so we've successfully downloaded the ISO file, and it now is going to ask us, how do we want to go about installing this? Do we want to just install it now as is, how we see everything here, and just let it do its magic, or do we want to create media for it? So if you click on install by creating media, and this is something kind of good to have, you can either stick in a flash drive and it'll create a bootable flash drive for you, which is a really great tool. I love that it's automated like that. Or you could download an ISO file, and so I'll click on ISO file and I'll select where do I want to save it, and I'll just go ahead and click on my desktop here. So what it's doing is that it's now copying that image file onto the desktop, and it's fairly quick because it's not re-downloading anything, it's just saving it from one spot to another. And so this will take about a minute or so, and once this is complete, you don't necessarily have to continue on with having to burn this to an optical drive, to an optical disk or anything like that, but it's good to have a copy of it. This is a clean, legit copy of Windows 8. And so once this is finished here, it then gives us our key. We can also open the DVD burner and burn this particular ISO file to a disk if we wanted to. So we'll just go ahead and click on finish, but I accidentally closed out our program now, so I gotta go back to our Windows 8 setup process again. Sorry about that. Alright, so now the quick and easy, I'm just gonna say install now. And if you weren't ready to install, what you could do is just install later from my desktop, and if you clicked on that, then what it will do is that it will create a little icon that says install Windows, like this, like how it just said there. I actually could have just clicked on that to begin with, but so it creates that if you aren't sure yet, or you're not really ready to be installing everything yet. So I'll just go ahead and click on agree, click on next, and then it says here what needs your attention. The following needs your attention to continue installation. So we need to uninstall the Intel USB 3. This is to my motherboard specifically. I don't know why it's telling me to uninstall this. Maybe that there's a new driver that I'll install later. So some of you might encounter something like this. Alright, so I'll finish that and I'll select no, I don't want to install now. And then I need to uninstall Microsoft Security Essentials because it's in Windows 8 it's replaced by Windows Defender, which is essentially Windows Microsoft Security Center. So you're gonna get all these pop-ups here. There's no antivirus programs, yada yada, you're uninstalling it. Don't worry, Windows 8 will have a Windows Defender, which is Windows Security Essentials. They just call it Windows Defender now. Alright, and then click on restart to continue the installation. So now the system's going to restart. It's going to go through the Windows 8 installation process. There isn't anything that you need to select and do. It's gonna do its thing, and then you're gonna end up being presented with the new Windows 8 interface, and you're gonna start selecting certain things, configuring and personalizing certain things. So it restarted my system here, and it says continue where I left off, mainly because those uninstallation of some stuff required a restart. So now it's going to take quite a few minutes. Once this is done, we'll come back. Don't forget to click on the install button here. Alright, so the installation process has been completed, and we get to personalize our Windows 8 here. We are now in the Windows 8 world, and I'm not going to connect to a wireless because I'm connected by a wire, and so I'll go ahead and use the Express settings. Email address, now they want you to link up a Microsoft account, either at Hotmail, at Live, or at Outlook. And so I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to go ahead and skip this, and I'm just going to continue using my local account. The reason why they want you to connect your Microsoft account is that they want to be able to save and sync up all of your settings on your laptop, on your machines, so that if you have other machines, you can have access to it, all that syncing and cloud services jargon. But for now, I'm just going to skip all that. And so now it's going to give us our little walkthrough tour as your laptop is setting up. Like my laptop is working right now. It's playing this little video, which I wish I could skip, but you can't because, you know, it's currently setting up right now. Alright, so there it is, our Windows desktop, and we still have our apps here. So if I press the Windows key, actually I'm on my Android keyboard, so I don't really have a Windows key. So this is going to be a little bit of a problem trying to show you some things here. But anyways, oh, I'll press it on my laptop. Oh, let me go to the desktop here. Where is my desktop? There's my desktop. If I press the Windows key, brings me back to the Metro. Right? So now what I'm actually going to do is go to Internet Explorer, and I'm going to go to one of my favorite sites. I know some of you are a fan of this site as well, and that is ninite.com. Now I'm just going to go ahead and re-download my programs that I often use, and if I already have the latest version, then it just won't download everything. You know, skip what I already have that's up to date. And so just gonna go ahead and choose these programs here. Not really gonna talk too much about them, but the one important program that's kind of essential to what I need is this Classic Start, right? Because they got rid of the start button down at the bottom, and I'll show you this in a little bit once it finishes installing. So I'll go ahead and get the installer, and it's going to go ahead and download. I'm going to go ahead and run it, and then it's going to pop up with my UAC. Yes, let's install. So now it's going to go ahead and download and install everything, and we'll come back when this is all finished. Alright, so our Nanite programs have finished installing, and it looks like I've had majority of the programs were already up to date, so a lot of it was skipped, but the important part was this classic start program here. So let me go ahead and close Nanite, and now we have our start menu button, and this is the classic Windows, I forgot what version of Windows XP maybe? No, before that. Let's see what it is. So let's go to classic shell, and we'll go ahead and select that. It was Windows Classic. We also have the Windows XP if you want. Good old nostalgia for that. Or we could do Windows 7, and it has all of the same functions. Like if you wanted to look up device manager, and there it is, you should start typing it in and it brings it up. Really great program. If you want to hit the start screen there, or if you want to go back to the desktop, you can go ahead and do that. And by default, this, when your computer starts up, it will go to this desktop option here. You'll see it flash for a second, the Metro UI. It'll flash for like a second, but it'll ultimately end up here because we've instructed, or by default, with the Windows Classic shell here will start up automatically. And then you have all these options here. Left click opens the classic start menu or the Windows start screen. So if I chose that, and if I clicked on this, it will bring me to the Metro UI if you wanted something like that, or it does nothing. And then same thing with the keyboard buttons, the Windows key. If you want, clicking on this with the mouse opens the start menu screen, but on the keyboard you want it to the Windows key to open the Windows start screen, you can do that as well. A lot of settings here that you could play around with, and then if you go to all settings, there's even way more settings. I'm not even gonna try getting into that. I'm happy with just having this, and everything pretty much has become the same, primarily the same. There's still some things I gotta learn and work out here with the new Windows 8, but that's pretty much it for this upgrade process video. Hopefully there's enough information here for you to work with. Now, before I go, I wanted to mention that for those of you who don't have a legitimate Windows 7 key, or legitimate meaning a key that was purchased or activated within the past couple of months, everything prior to that July cutoff date, you may not qualify for this. And for those of you who have illegal, pirated, bootlegged copies, it's not going to work for you. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out how to kind of go around this whole thing. The other thing that I want to mention is that on my main desktop here, I installed Windows 8 as a clean install. Remember, I burned or made a USB drive here with Windows 8 installation on it. You can't do a clean install from like a wiped out hard drive and use your key that you bought. You can't use that to upgrade a clean install. That's technically not upgrading. You need to have an existing Windows 7 on your machine, right? So the one workaround that I was able to do with that is that you can download Windows 7, a trial version. So this is particularly for those who are maybe building a new system and you acquired the Windows 8 key, and you're building a new system and you want to install this on a new system. Obviously the new system, the hard drive doesn't have Windows on it yet because it's brand new. You can download Windows 7, the ISO file, and I'll put a link to that, and you can create a Windows 7 installation disk. You can then install Windows 7 because it has a 30-day trial. You can install that 30-day trial onto your new machine, your brand new build, right? And then from there run the Windows 8 installation, and it will work. And I know this because the desktop that I'm on right now, not this laptop but my main computer, that's what I did for it, and it actually worked. So that's one workaround for those of you who are building a new system. But in terms of acquiring, going through the upgrade process, purchasing the serial key, the Windows 8 Professional serial key. This method is the only one that I know so far of acquiring this. And so, like I said, hopefully this worked out for you. Please let me know in the comment section if things were different for you. There's so many different types of scenarios that could become obstacles and challenging. So I really would like your input on it. This is pretty much everything that I've done and that I know to get this for a really, really good price of just 15 bucks. And so thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys later.